So I don't do a lot of prepping videos anymore, but I do like to occasionally throw out a prep video here and there, usually because, I just want to keep the topic fresh. I know that there's people that come onto the channel that are never going to go back and watch all my old prepping videos from 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, when I used to do a lot of prepping videos. And the reason I don't really do a lot of prepping videos anymore is not just because at a certain point I feel like I've said everything I had to say about this kind of static subject of, what is prepping, why prep, and what types of things should you prep. Very rarely is there new information to pass on, unlike with politics and things like that. But I do like to do specifically this video fairly regularly, once every year or so, and that is why you should be a prepper, at least a little bit. Being a prepper really is just being a human being, at least as we had been throughout human existence up till about 100 years ago. We just prepared ahead of time for the things that would inevitably happen, whether those be bad things or just everyday normal things that would happen in your life if you lived back then, and the way many people actually still live today. We are in a first world nation in this country, and so we have kind of, not necessarily in a bad way, but in a good way, been spoiled to the point to where we don't think stocking up is a necessity, right? Because you can just go to Walmart or the grocery store or the gas station to get whatever you need whenever you need it, right? You can just order it online on Amazon. We don't think about the ways that we could be impacted if something disturbed that process we are so accustomed to be able to just get something when we need it. But there are many situations that could pop up that could completely just decimate your ability to just get something you need when you do in fact need it. Natural disasters, for instance, fires, floods, hailstorms, blizzards, tornadoes, hurricanes, mudslides. These things happen every day in this country alone. These happen all the time, and they disrupt people's lives. What about if you got fired tomorrow? Do you have the things you need to really stretch out your dollars, to stretch out your budget to get you by through these bad times? Do you have maybe just an extra shelf in your kitchen with a little extra food, maybe a couple extra jugs of water just there, just in case, to help stretch out that budget at the grocery store if something did happen? It doesn't have to be you. What if your significant other got fired tomorrow and all of a sudden the money coming into the house was cut in half and you had to get by until that person could find another job? Do you have a little bit of extra just supplies on hand, the regular everyday items that you would need? Simple stuff like extra toilet paper, paper towels, not just food and water and guns and ammo, although those things are important as well. Never mind if something truly disastrous had happened. Look, we haven't had true disaster in this country for quite a while. In fact, the last really, well, I would say major disaster was probably Hurricane Katrina, where it really was a situation of shit hit the fan, martial law, government coming in, taking guns away from people, government coming in and squatting in people's homes. We're talking about violence, not just between people and the government, between people and other people. Gang violence shot up, crime shot up, theft. It truly was a shit hit the fan situation for weeks for a lot of people. And so we've been lucky that type of stuff doesn't happen very often, but it does occasionally happen. Are you prepared? I mean, this is no different than having a fire extinguisher, medical insurance, or a spare tire in your car. It's just trying to anticipate the bad things that can happen and doing the things that you can now to prepare for those things. It's not some extreme nut job survivalist in the woods running around with guns type of scenario that so many people envision when they hear the word prepper. Yes, there are those types of preppers. And I'm not going to lie, it can be kind of fun sometimes to partake in that. But it doesn't have to be like that. You can be a perfectly normal human being that just keeps a little bit extra around the house or in your vehicle or both, just in case something bad actually does happen. That's what prepping is, and that's why, in my opinion, every one of you out there should be, at least a little bit, a prepper.